It's my privilege to welcome you to this session entitled 4 Simple Ways to Record Your Students. Please join me in welcoming our presenter, Jody Underwood.
Hi. You guys had a long day? You got started early or no? Ish. I'd say yeah, ish. Tomorrow's a long one, huh? I'm going to pass around, doing a little giveaway next door. If you have not signed up, registered to win, I'm going to give one of these cards out. If you have, please don't enter again. We'll find you out. But yeah, I'll enter you in the drawing. You don't have to be present to win. It's funny, I put on the little flyer I made, little sheet out there, I put must not be present to win, which almost kind of makes it sound like if you're present, you can't win. So that's the English language for you. All right, also going to pass out a little handout. Oh, okay, people coming in. You filled one out, I think, already? Yep. Oh, that's actually awesome. You know, let's leave those right there. And yeah, if you don't mind, if you run out, let me know. I have, sir. Fantastic job. Fantastic. Okay, I couldn't be more pleased. Okay, so I'm glad you're all here. How many of you are currently recording your ensembles in some form or fashion? Excellent. I asked when folks come into the room next door. By the way, if you haven't been to the Tech Boutique, I invite you to come over and check out all the cool stuff. I always ask folks, were you missing something?
Just one more.
Just one more of the handout. Okay.
Yeah.
I have some next door and also on the table, so we can get them. They're on the table outside. If you don't mind. Thanks, Sam. Hey, come on in. We've lots of room. I'll give you all these two. I'm giving away either. Sorry, I gave her two. I am giving away your choice of a MIDI controller or a little cool little guy I'm going to show here in a little bit. Okay, thank you, Sam. So real quickly, if you're not familiar with Romeo Music, we are based out of Dallas, Texas, but I'm in Murfreesboro, right here in the good old Middle Tennessee area. We are music technology and education only. So we only deal in electronic equipment if it has to be plugged in. That's what we can help you with. And basically a retailer, if you want to call it that, get formal. And then education only. So kind of a laser focus on that. So sound systems for your classroom, sound systems for your cafeterias. If you are completely fed up with your old PV entertainer system that has 2 channels that barely work, we can certainly help you get that replaced. I do a lot of cafeteria systems, especially if your mixing console happens to be on stage behind the curtain, which is the most optimal place to mix a performance, right? Mm-hmm. Voice amplification, so band directors out on the field carry the MyPro line, Anchor audio, and sound projections, all that good stuff. Recording devices, which, hey, we're going to talk about those today. Piano, guitar, and music technology labs. So, and this can range from everything from full-size 88-key digital pianos to MIDI controllers that you walk into a previously existing computer lab on campus and use there. It's extremely cost-effective. You can still get the same effect of getting the students the ability to compose and record their own without dropping a lot of money on a music lab. And curriculum is available with most things that we carry, as well as installation and training. I don't like to just send a bunch of boxes to you and say have fun. So if we can possibly install a system for you and train you on how to use it, that's optimal for me. Okay, so the session is so simple, we'll probably be done early because it's just that easy. Everybody said yes. We're going to talk about phones and tablets and recording to them. I'll go ahead and preface this by saying Android users, sorry. Handheld recorders, yay, Android users can use something. Buy a different recorder, not use your phone. We'll talk about computers. It's still a very viable option to record to, and most of you probably have something of that line in your room. And then video recorders. I'll talk a little bit about those. You're probably already looking at things up here and wondering what everything is. Where is that? And I always end up forgetting something next door, but that's okay. Everything's next door for you to come check out, so we'll plow along. So let's talk about phones and tablets and what are the options for doing that. Most of you probably had your phone already. You've used your phone to record. Yes? No? You just pull it out. Okay, you get a recording. And how does it sound when you're finished?
Are we talking about just audio or audio video?
We're talking about just audio right now. So a little tinny, kind of sounds like you're talking on a phone. Wonder why. So let's talk about the options. iOS users, that would be Apple guys, and gals, it's a general thing. Phone, iPhone, or iPad. Couple different options I'm going to show you. This little guy has been around for a couple years now. This is the Zoom IQ5. This plugs into your Lightning adapted phone. So, what, iPhone 5, 4, 5, 6, and iPad. iPad Air. But this basically, once you plug this in, this takes over as the recording input for your iPad or iPhone. And what you can do with it then is you can either record with the voice recorder app that most of you probably already used, or any recording app that you have on your phone. There is a really cool Zoom handy recorder app that you can go out to the App Store and get right now. It's a very nice looking, kind of looks like an old cassette deck with the controls on it. It's very nice looking. You have a mic gain switch on the side. It's actually a slider that you would set, you put it on your phone. It probably won't fit with my case. But you put it in your phone, and most of you probably have to take your case off. Put it in your phone, and then you would start the recording, and so you could see how loud the students are, have them get their loudest, and you could adjust that on this with this little switch on the side to make sure there's no digital distortion, which is just absolutely horrific. You don't want that in your recording. You can turn the microphone depending on where and how you want it to record. You can also rotate it, so you can actually change the pattern of the microphone that way. It will record 90 degrees, which is 90 degrees, or 120, or it will record just as a mid-side mic, which is just left and right. You also have the gain switch. So you have the mic gain slider on the side, but if you want to just be easy on yourself, you can switch this little switch right here. Clicks up to auto gain, which means it will set what it hears and it will not let it go past. It also has what's called a limiter. Limiters are kind of rough, especially if you have a loud recording, because what it does is it squashes the recording to make sure it doesn't get too loud. And you will know it when you hear limiting. It can be really obnoxious because you're like, that should have more oomph to it, and it just goes, it's kind of weird. But this guy is really, really great. This is $99 to get awesome recording on your iPhone that you're already using to record anyway. So what I like to say is if you're going to use your phone to record, put just a small amount of effort into it, making it sound great. Yes?
Are you talking about on your phone just that voice memo?
Correct. Absolutely. You would use this microphone with that built-in application if you want to. Or you can get the free app from Zoom, which has a little more features, allows a little more better cataloging of your recordings, and just big play and stop buttons and rewind, all that right on the app. And it's free. So you can get it right now and look at it if you want to. It's called the Handy Recorder. Yes, sir?
Is that comparable to like a Tascam
handheld recorder?
Handheld recorder.
Similar. Similar. Yeah.
Same quality.
Yes and no. I wouldn't say the same quality. I'm going to get to handheld recorders in a second. I wouldn't say the same quality. I would say cleaner and clearer than what your phone will give you, but not on the same level as something twice its price.
Okay.
Price really does matter when it comes to technology. You probably, if you haven't learned that, you'll learn it maybe the hard way, but it really, really does matter, especially when it comes to microphones. Cheap mics sound like cheap mics. So there is another kind of brother product to this guy called the IQ6, which is it's an XY mic, which is the pattern of microphones that looks like that. So basically imagine that sticking out of your iPhone. Same exact features, and there's kind of a view of the Handy Recorder app. You can see how it kind of looks like a really cool like digital recorder that you would use in a studio or something. So again, everything you have on this little guy, except the microphones are pointed in an XY configuration for a great stereo recording, and then you have this gigantic gain knob right here that you would turn left and right. Again, looks like kind of like that sticking out of your phone, but pay no attention to the recorder behind the curtain. So that's $99 too. So again, kind of people will rage all day about the difference in a mid-side mic, which is what this is, this little round guy, and an XY mic, and what's better for recording this or that and the other. It's just one of those things you go, well, what do I like? What looks best for me? Because it's really going to do great for your ensembles, either one. My new favorite just came out this year. It's in a line of Shure microphones that have finally, Shure, you all have the SM58 at your school, probably with 6 dents in it, but still works because that's what the SM58 does. So Shure finally got into the iPhone game. This is the MV88. Probably my new favorite. It is, again, goes right into your phone. It actually fits with a case on, so that'd be a bonus for me because I don't have to take my case off there every single time. So it fits with my case. You can adjust it this direction, but where this guy really shines is with the app. And again, you can go get the app from the App Store. It's free, but you can't really, it doesn't really work well without the microphone. You can change the pattern of the microphone. So microphones have different patterns, whether they're cardioid, like the SM58, where you just stick it in front of your mouth and sing, or hypercardioid, which would be front and back, or omnidirectional, which is all the way around. You can do that with this microphone. You can change what kind of a microphone it is with the app. Right? Totally just exploded everybody. You can also change the width of the microphone, so you can decide if it's just picking up this narrow field or if it's going all the way out, so you can pick up all of your ensemble. Okay, and you of course can adjust it, point right at them, point up to omnidirectional, so it's getting what's coming off the ceiling, so it's a nice room recording. Lots of different options with the Shure MV88. Okay, and it's $149 for this one. But for my money, it's, if you're going to record on your phone, it's worth it. Just because the app is so cool and it's Shure quality. I mean, I'm sure. So I had to. Sorry. Okay, so moving on to iPads. So I will skip ahead to this one because it's the one I have. This is the AudioBox i2 made by Presonus. A couple of really cool features about this. Again, free app on the App Store called Capture. You could get that Capture app and you could use it with any one of these microphones. The apps don't really care as long as there's a signal coming into them from a microphone. This guy is cool because it has 2 microphone inputs. So if you have a nice recording mic that you'd like to use at your school, you can use this. I've had a lot of folks say, oh, well, I could put one mic up to record the ensemble and I could have one line in for my digital piano because I can never hear the piano. Or vice versa, you can never hear the ensemble over the piano because it's too loud. You could go back through and adjust that because this will allow you to record 2 tracks at one time. And then once you have that recording, you could go back through and turn one of them down or up if one's too loud or too soft. Okay, so you have the ability to do that, 2 tracks in. You'll look on the back here. It has a USB plug where you would plug the iPad in directly. No external power needed. You just plug the iPad in and you go to town. That's all you need to do. For those of you that have high quality, what are called condenser microphones, they require phantom power, where you'll see like a 48 Plus or 48V. This has that and it powers that off the iPad. Again, super cool. No external battery needed. Everything's done right here. You have main outputs, so you could run this out to your stereo system in your classroom, or headphones. Run that out to your headphones in your headphones so you can monitor what you're hearing when you're recording it. Yes, sir.
Is the main out 1/4 inch?
It is 1/4 inch.
Okay. Thank you.
Another really cool feature about this guy is it will actually work on a computer as well. So you can plug this in USB to your computer and record to Audacity, GarageBand, the included PreSonus Studio One software comes with it, which is great, easy to use recording software, very full featured. A lot of stuff's been pairing up with the Studio One software lately, but this guy will allow you to do that. It also has handy MIDI plugs on it. If you just have that one stubborn MIDI keyboard that doesn't have USB on it, you could connect it to this and basically recording studio in a box if you already have the microphones. Okay? This one is 159. The little brother has one input that is XLR, which is microphone, and then a 1/4 inch for guitar or keyboard. And it's only one input, so you can't use both at the same time, just one or the other. But this is actually, sorry, you can, it's just not two dedicated microphones, sorry. But this one's 129. Same output, same everything on the back, it's just one microphone input. Which brings me to this. Does anybody know what this jack is called? It's not really a microphone jack, well kind of is, but it's kind of a 1/4 inch jack. So just so you know, this is called a combo jack. This will allow you to plug in a microphone cable, this guy, or a 1/4 inch cable from a guitar or a keyboard like that. It's called a combo jack. You will be seeing it a lot more on future products, so just get familiar with it. Don't freak out. You can plug a mic into it. All is well. So taking this guy a little bit further, if you don't have a great high quality microphone, you can get one built in, all-in-one package with this interface, this 2-channel microphone or keyboard or guitar interface. This is the AudioBox i2 Studio. It comes with a large diaphragm condenser microphone, headphones, mic cable, USB cable, and software all in one box. It's $259. So again, we're talking studio in a box here. If you have a computer or you have an iPad, this is your answer to recording right now as soon as you get home. Okay? So if you've ever wanted to kind of dip your toe into recording, it's an easy way to do it. Kind of obscene how inexpensive it is these days. Okay. We'll kind of come back to a few of these products when we talk about video because they kind of have a little bit of overlap. But I'm going to move us into taking the smartphone recording to another level via handheld recorders. So no iPhone, Android users, no problem. Kick it up another notch. Thank you, Amro. This is, I will definitively say this is the best handheld recorder for its size. What do they say, pound for pound in boxing? Best microphones out of any of the recorders that I will show you in its price range because we've tested all of them together with the same recording. This is the Roland R5. Built-in stereo microphones up top. It's super, super small. You know what? I'm so sorry. I should have passed some of this stuff around here. Somebody should have told me, hey, pass that around. Oh, and then there's this guy. Pass this too. So this is the Roland R5. Again, super easy to use, and I say that legitimately. You turn it on, and then you hit the record button in the middle, and what it does is it goes through and puts it in record ready mode, so you can go ahead and check your level. Have the group start singing. It's too loud, I can turn the input down right here with the input button, and then before you know it, we're off and recording. Okay?
Is that, compare that to the iPhone recording?
Oh, light years better.
Yes.
Yes, yes, it's fantastic. Best microphones, period.
So
built
if you
into
were
this
to
recorder.
compare getting that little 99 or 129 mic that says on top of your iPhone or the handheld, you would choose?
Well, that depends, because if you want the ability to record on your phone and just email it right to the students from your phone, that's kind of what you'd want that for. But hold that thought, because we're going to get to the ability to do that with one of these. This guy doesn't do that. This is just literally just stick it in your pocket, whip it out, turn it on real quick, and get a great recording. One cool feature I will say about it is it does have this rehearsal feature. And what the rehearsal does, as you can see, what it's doing is it's making, it's taking what I'm doing right now, if you have the students performing, and it's basically gathering all the sound, listening back, and it's making internal adjustments to make sure you get the best recording based on the room. So it's kind of like having a little audio engineer in there that's kind of tuning the room for you to make sure you get the best recording. So that's the rehearsal feature. It will also record WAV and MP3 files at the same time. So why is that good? Well, when you get all your recordings done at the end of the day, you will have one WAV file, which is high quality, to store and archive, and you could have one MP3 file. Here's what you guys sounded like today, and blast it out via email to all the students. And you can record multiple times and save it and throw the bad ones away. Yes, sir.
Does it go on SD?
It does. This one does record to SD card, which goes up here on the top. We're all familiar with this guy. So yeah, so back to the phone situation. Depending on what iPhone you have and how many apps and other things you have on it, you could potentially fill it up pretty quickly by recording to it all the time. Now, if you record and then move it over and delete every night and that's your process, great. But, like my wife, then you're always running out of room. You're in the middle of recording the kids and out of space because, well, who knows what, It just happens. 16 gigs goes quick. If you have more than that, God bless you. So this is the R5, again, easiest and best microphones. Here's another beautiful thing, AA's. So at any point in time, shoot, we're out of batteries and I need to record something, just throw some new AA's in rather than have to find a cable and charge. Not that there's anything wrong with the lithium ions, but it's just some people prefer AA's, and there you go. Okay, so that's $199 for this one. I'll pass it. Oh, shoot, turn it off. Pass this around. You can feel how beefy. I say beefy design because it's a substantial unit. Thank you. You can just sit them on that chair if you want. You don't have to keep getting them. Moving on. Taking just a small step back in price. This is the Tascam DR22WL. It's quite the name, I know. Okay, turns on, very similar to the R5, with this bright orange screen. This guy has two microphones, stereo XY microphones up top. It will record WAV or MP3 files. You have different, it's really cool because you have this little dial here that kind of gets you set for what kind of recording you're going to do, whether it's just speech, you're going to just use it to interview somebody, or full-on music recording, or something that's really loud. It will go ahead and make those adjustments for you internally. I will also tell you about this guy. There's an app you can get for free from Tascam. You can get your phone to wirelessly sync to this device. You push the wireless button on the side of this little guy, and it's a Wi-Fi button right here. If I was to push that, it would say connect new, and I could say yes, and what I could do is I could pair my phone directly with this. Now it overwrites whatever Wi-Fi you're on, but I could pair directly to this guy, and then I could put this up on a tripod stand and I could use the app to start, stop, and record wirelessly. So I basically got this up in the room on a tripod aiming down at the students, and I can have this to do all my recording with. Cool thing about that as well is once you're done, you can send the file on your phone via email. So it's recording to here, but it's wirelessly transmitting through your phone. I know, seriously. What?
I wish I'd gotten that one. I got the model lower than that one.
How much
It
is
doesn't
that?
have the Wi-Fi.
Oh, it's probably like the DR, it's DR05 maybe.
I think
Probably a couple of years ago. This one came out last year. This one is $149. I know. Crazy. Okay, so keep that in mind, and we'll jump up to this guy. This is the big brother to the DR22. This is the DR44. Bigger screen, still have the XY stereo microphones in the top. Again, AA batteries. This one takes 4, hence the 44. No, I'm just kidding, that's not why. Why is because it has 2 combo inputs on the bottom. So you actually have a 4-track recorder right here. So you can record with your stereo microphones up top, and then so you can get a nice, great stereo recording of your ensemble, and then you could have on the bottom plug a microphone in for maybe a soloist, band directors. You know, you can have a solo off to the side, and they could step up and do their solo. Then you would have that on a different track. Let's say they totally botch it, and you were going to make a CD out of this so you could sell. The student could come in after, you could put in headphones, and they could take another stab at their recording without having to put up with the garbage they played. It's not garbage. That's a terrible thing to say. They don't
So
make
did
garbage.
they record it live, or are you telling the soloist to come in and?
Well, if they flub it, they can come in after the fact and overdub it
Yeah,
because it's on a separate track.
Not if they record in the same room when you get it on the.
It depends on what kind of mic you use. If you use a serious directional microphone like an SM57 or something that's just picking up like right in front, then you could disguise it. It depends on how bad it is too. That's a good point. So if it's like, then chances are you're going to have a
It's
hard
in the
time.
mix.
Yeah, it might be a little bit, but you'd have to experiment with it. You know, there's also, this is getting deep, but there's also ways to go in and find that where that bad note is in the frequency of the recording you have and notch it out. Like making karaoke tracks. Like you take the center channel out and, oh, hey, there's no vocal anymore. It's kind of like doing that, but that's for another session. Right, Floyd?
Right.
So this guy, Fanta on, I don't know, I don't need to. Okay, I'll pass this around. This, again, Wi-Fi. So you can do the same Wi-Fi with this one that you can with this guy. Sorry, remind me. Oh, got it, Sarah. Records to SD, get the app, put this up, control all your recording from your phone wirelessly with this guy, send the file when you're done. 4-track recorder. Again, the main thing a lot of folks like the 4-track is they can go through and have the digital piano or whatever their accompaniment is on a separate track. That way they can go back through and mix that better later. So all these files you have on this SD card, you could put in your computer and open up Audacity or GarageBand or any of those free programs and do your mixes on there. You bring the tracks in one by one, and then you do all your mixing there and make your CD that way is how you would want to do that. Okay, and I'm happy to help answer questions any of that. This guy's $280 here at the show, normally $299. But I miss anything? It's really cool. It comes with this left it over there. It comes with this really cool little what's called a mic grip. So it looks like a microphone that screws into the bottom of it, and then it goes into a mic clip. So you don't have to have like some dedicated tripod or something. It's really, really cool. Glad they include that. Okay, the granddaddy recorder here. This is the Zoom H6. This is a 6-track recorder. Okay, hence the 6. Unless it takes 6 batteries. No, it's 4 batteries. So this is the H6. So you can see I've already got it turned on, and I have some level jumping because it's picking me up. Stop. Hey. Okay. I can control that up here. These are my stereo mics up here. It actually pulled up and said XY. Okay, so these are my XY microphones. I can adjust their width by turning them, and that changes them. That just changed them from 90 to 120 degrees. Well, this one, now that one's 122. Okay?
I have a silly
Sure.
question, but could you hear it without having to have a headphone?
Well, it would feed back. Yeah, it's not set up to play back while you could do. No, you would need headphones. Yeah. They all have speakers built into them. All of these have speakers built in. So if you just really quickly wanted to hold up to they're not great speakers. In fact, let's see. We're doing something on the fly here, so this could go horribly wrong. All right, so I'm recording that. Let's see. We're doing something on the fly here, so this could go horribly wrong. All right, so I'm recording that. Okay, so that's your little speaker on the back there. It's actually one of the bigger ones because it's a bigger model. Okay, so this type of handy recorder. XY microphones up top. You have 1, 2, 3, 4 combination inputs. So XLR, microphone, or guitar. So it's a straight up 6-track recorder. You can. This is the case it comes with. Very nice. Very nice. And then I can go through with the included mid-side stereo microphone and pop it on there. Now I have a different type of recording mic right here on this handy-dandy handy recorder. Handy. It says handy. But it's cool because this one actually, it's really, I mean, it's like having a little portable studio. You can actually tell, it says, if I go to record, it says, hey, no channels are ready. What are you trying to do? And I have to, turn on left, right, which is my stereo mics. I could turn on these as well. If I had actual microphones plugged into them, they would record. Okay? And then you can see my level jumping already, and I have the volume, the gain right here. It's not volume. Shame, shame. That's the gain knob. Okay, so let's actually see here. Okay, if I'm doing something on the fly here, this could go horribly wrong. Is that what I said before? Now let's see what this sounds like. Okay, if I'm doing something on the fly here, this could go horribly wrong. Is that what I said before? It actually sounds, well, you know, my gain was actually probably down, but similar. So cool, because it's hot swappable, so I can just unplug it, plug another one in, and go. I don't have to power down or anything. The other cool thing about this is you can get a shotgun mic for it, which is that guy. You can also get an adapter that will give you, it looks like this, but it has 2 more combination inputs on it. So you can record a full 6 microphones, individual microphones to this guy. A little portable studio in your hand, records to SD. You can also plug it into a computer and use it as an audio interface. So double duty, worth every penny in my book because of all the different features it has. Okay? Questions?
Does it have out on it?
It does. It has just a simple line out. Okay. So you just have to go headphone, or you could go out to a set of speakers that way.
How much is it?
This one is $389. Comes with a big old windscreen for those of you who go outside. Comes with USB cable and all these other little cool things. Okay. Computers. Let's talk about computers, which we're not going to stray too far from what we've already talked about. This is where we kind of double back just a hair. This guy. Go back. This is Audio-Technica's 2020 condenser studio microphone. All they did is, instead of a mic cable on the bottom, they stuck a USB jack. So you can go right into your computer, right into Audacity, absolutely free program, or GarageBand, free program, or Mixcraft, not free, but dirt cheap and great. Any program that you want to record on your computer, you can do so with this guy. It comes with a little stand. So this is really great for students that are coming in, maybe coming into your office and doing little auditions or something like that. You can just set it up. It's just totally adjustable too. Doesn't have to look too funky. So you can just set that on your desk. No, it's not going to work. It's a little far down. Hello. This is where things start to go haywire. There we go. Okay. So nice little microphone. $99 for this guy, which is an absolute steal.
It's been around for a long time, hasn't it?
It has, absolutely.
I heard that mic.
It absolutely has. It absolutely has. The reason I keep bringing it is because it's just that great.
Mine doesn't have a stand with a big audio.
It doesn't?
No.
Well, it should have. I don't know that anyone can listen. I'm sorry. I really feel bad about that. You should have gotten a stand with it. That's weird. You should tell somebody. Hang on. Come on. Okay, so great little option for desktop recording. Software-wise, of course, you know, GarageBand. Mac users? Okay. PC users? Linux? I mean, some of you didn't raise your hand. Commodore? Where are we going here? Atari? Okay. It's okay. You don't have to raise your hand. It's like church. Okay, so GarageBand. Mac only, but super, super full-featured. A lot of great options. It does some things funky, but that's just the Mac way. And that's okay if you're okay with that, but for getting something like this and recording and making little tracks, it's fantastic. I've heard commercials on TV around it. That's a GarageBand loop. I swear, it's true. Mixcraft, PC only, but let's look at that picture. Okay, I chose a bad one. These are actually muted, which is why they're grayed out. They should be colored. Sorry, it's my fault for picking a bad picture, but look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Similar. Okay, so Mixcraft is literally GarageBand for the PC. It is $59. Swear it. It's hands down way more full featured than GarageBand. Almost 9,000 different audio loops and sound effects and software instruments built into it. You can actually edit video within Mixcraft, so not just bring video in and score to it, which we'll talk about tomorrow in my 10 o'clock session. Plug. but you can actually crossfade the video. So if you have two different videos together, you can crossfade them. Mixcraft will like create a nice little fade. An audio program does that. It's weird, but it's totally cool. Lots of different sound effects. You can do notation in it. But I was talking to somebody earlier about notation in GarageBand, and Mixcraft would be the same way. And I said, it's like Finale is your notation program, and a program like this is your composition, sequencing, bring all your strings and get all your ideas out and just make them sound really great. And then if you want to print the music, it needs to go to Finale or Sibelius. These programs aren't made to print music any more than Finale and Sibelius is made to record audio tracks and do all multi-track recording. But this program, if you are working on a PC and you want a great program, this is another one of those where I talk to folks about you don't have to have a full-blown music technology lab these days. I mean, it could be anywhere from $50,000 to $100,000 to put in 15 to 20 stations. And if you do, let's talk. I'd love to help. If you don't, you probably have a computer lab in your building somewhere that for some part of the day goes unused. So make friends with whoever's in charge of that, immediate person, not sure who that might be. But something like Mixcraft, I've seen it down as low as $30 per seat. So a 30-station room, $30 per seat, put Mixcraft on there. Students have headphones, chances are. They could bring their own headphones in, they plug them in the computer, and without even having a MIDI keyboard, they could start experimenting with all the loops and creating music within here. But then you pair it with a $50 MIDI keyboard that you take in, student takes from your room in the computer lab, plugs it in via USB, opens Mixcraft, instant lab. And you're what? I mean, maybe $100 per station? That's nothing these days. So investigate it. I mean, you'll find all those students that maybe don't play an instrument, maybe don't really sing, but they hear music and they're not really sure how to get it out. Chances are they might be already doing it on their phone, and then they sit down at this and create something and you're like, who are you and where did you come from? Because it's just amazing. That's the kind of kids that end up being producers. You know, they don't need to play an instrument, they just hear it. Soapbox over. Audacity, completely free. A lot of folks still use it. I mean, if it works for you, great. That's when you can record to. PreSonus Studio One, great company, really supportive of education, lots of great tutorials and resources on their website specifically geared towards educators. But their software is starting to come with a lot of different products. I have a 25-key MIDI controller next door that's $59 that comes with this software. So for that, I mean, again, we were just talking about Mixcraft, but you could buy that little MIDI keyboard and put the software on the computer lab, and then you're in a music lab for $60. That's crazy. And it's good stuff. It's not like you're going to go, well, we should have dropped some more money. I mean, the kids are going to be able to create anything they could if they had a large lab in front of them. And this is coming from someone who would like to sell large labs, but it's the truth. So that's what you get when you hear from me. You get the truth and nothing but the truth. So another way to talk about recording to the computer, we can go back to this guy. This is, we can record to iPad, right? Plug it right in, and I'll pass it around now. Plug the iPad right in where it says device, but you can also, right next door to that is the USB-B plug, the fat guy. That's not PC, I'm sorry, I shouldn't have said that. You can plug that into your computer, microphone, headphones, software. There's the PreSonus software, all for what that's $259, and you have the computer, or you can use the iPad, and you're off and running. There's one other package that I do have next door, and I didn't bring it over because the box is pretty big, but this is the Audio Box Stereo. Now, this package, this audio interface, looks a lot like the one that's going around right now, the Audio Box i2, except for this one is a little bit older. Doesn't really matter. It's not the point. The point is that it won't connect to an iPad. It just connects to a computer. Okay? The beauty of this package is it comes with two small diaphragm condenser microphones, two of them. What's that pattern look like? That looks kind of familiar. We've kind of seen that all day. XY. So it comes with the microphone stand adapter that you can put the microphones in an XY pattern. Comes with the headphones, comes with two microphone cables, and the USB cable, so everything you need to connect to your computer and get a stereo recording of your ensemble. Okay? Why small diaphragm microphones? Okay, good question, whoever asked that. So this is a large diaphragm condenser microphone. When singers go into a studio, like Celine Dion, I know, just because I just heard it the other day. I can't remember which mic it was, but we traveled with her own mic. You know why? Because that microphone sounds best on her voice. And a lot of times when a singer goes into a studio and they're not really sure, the engineer will set up multiple microphones that they have, large diaphragm condenser microphones like this, to see which sounds best, because these microphones all have a certain color to them. They have a large diaphragm in them that gives them a certain color. So one mic may sound great on your voice, another mic may not. Small diaphragm microphones, very small, don't have any color to them whatsoever. They may have a touch because of different manufacturers, but nothing like this. So what a small diaphragm condenser gives you is exactly what your ensemble sounds like, not what the microphone is necessarily making it sound like. Does that make sense? Singers probably understand that more than anybody. But yeah, so that's kind of a cool package, kind of built for band directors, because small diaphragm works great on instruments and band. I would put something like this on your vocals, just because the large diaphragm picks up better overall. But it's not to say this isn't great. It's a great package. It's like $250, I think. So that's something to consider. I've got a motor. Hey, we're in the last section. Good. Okay, so let's talk about video recording. We're almost there. So video recorders provide a visual medium along with professional audio quality. So let's talk about some things we've already talked about. Hey, look, any of these devices can work as a video recorder. How is that possible? Okay, so this works with an iPhone or an iPad. And if you have an iPhone 6, great video, right? Just fantastic. So pair it with one of these and you get outstanding video recording as well, right? So this guy, the AudioBox i2, works with iPad, okay? Microphone's in, iPad provides your video, there's your video and audio recording. The Zoom, works with iPhone or iPad. Plug it in, here's your audio. Again, the Shure, here's your audio paired with great video that these devices. And I think that's the one thing the devices do lack, because they don't have great microphones built in, but the cameras are fantastic. So take advantage of it, by all means. And if you need to, if you may need a mount to mount it, so it'll pick up your students, those are available as well. Dedicated devices. This has become my favorite. This is the Zoom Q8. This guy is $380. Okay, I will show you how wide this camera is. This is a 160-degree wide-angle lens, so you don't have to have it very far away from you to pick up the entire band. So yeah, so what I do, I can see my finger, there's the tip of my finger. It's pretty wide, okay? Has a 4x digital zoom, incremental, not smooth. It's just kind of made to do what it does. Also, 2 combo inputs on the back, so it's actually a 4-track recorder along with the HD video quality that you get. Okay? I like using this because especially if I'm doing a gig and I get it up nice and high, I can turn this down so that I can look up and see what it's recording and make sure it's pointed the right way. You probably didn't need to know that, but hey. Also, you can buy the additional capsules. So I can take this capsule from the H6 and I can put it on there. Now I just put a mid-side stereo microphone on this. You could do the shotgun mic that's available. You could do the adapter that gives you 2 more combo inputs. Okay, so very, very versatile piece of equipment here. Very popular. The wide-angle lens by itself is worth it because you can kind of set it real close to you and be able to control it without getting it too far away. Records to a smart disk card, lithium-ion rechargeable battery, as well as the different AV inputs on the back and an HDMI output, so you could run it right out to a TV in your classroom and just let the students watch it that way. You can connect it to your computer and it'll pop up as a webcam, So sidebar, you can stream concerts with this. Okay? Parents out of town, grandparents never can make it. You can give them, you can go to YouTube and get a free YouTube streaming account. You can also get a free Ustream is another app, and I've actually done it with the YouTube free streaming account, and then you set it up, and it's cool because it automatically records it to YouTube, but privately. And you can give the grandparents in Boca a private link that they can click on, and it'll pop up exactly what the camera's seeing, so they can watch the concert.
What's the quality?
The quality is variable. You can go all the way up to HD 1080p, or you could scale it back from there. So it's actually 3M HD 30 at 24 megabits per second, all the way down to WVGA at 5 megabits per second. So depending on size, how big your card is, how much you want to record to, it has controls for equalization, dynamics, limiting. This is the one where I've done some limiting. I left the limiter on for a rock band concert, and it just squashes it. So I'm better off setting the gain to where it's not peaking at the loudest point, maybe giving it a little bit of room, and then going through after the fact and turning it up if I need to, because you don't want to squash stuff. It's nasty.
I have a question: is how are you using those combo inputs when you are recording live? What am I hooking in? Am I hooking condenser mics up there
Sure.
off of that, or for the ensemble, or am I just am I recording it just live?
Absolutely.
Like, does it have a mic in there?
It does. This is the microphone right here, the stereo mics. So these are the two
so
stereo
I don't
mics.
have to use those inputs.
You don't, but depending on how creative you want to get, some folks will do this further back, but they'll run if you have two nice condenser microphones like this, you could run them closer to, and then you'd have a close recording and a wide recording. So you could mix the two of them to get the best recording.
And so from that, you can't send anything from that directly streaming. You have to download that.
No, you can stream it. So how you stream it is comes with the USB cable. You plug that into your computer.
So it's not Wi-Fi.
It's not. No, you plugged it into your computer, and your computer is your transmitter to the interwebs. So that's how you would do that. No, it's not Wi-Fi.
So is it going on a chip or anything?
It does. It records to the smart disk cord. When you're actually recording or streaming through YouTube, it records it to YouTube.
Oh, okay.
So that's good and bad. But it's the trade-off of being able to stream it for folks. And I'm not a copyright attorney. I did not sleep in a Holiday Inn Express last night. But if you're going to stream that, you might want to make sure that you have. I'm not sure if there's a law against that. But to answer your question, yes, I'll also answer someone else's question that they haven't asked yet because they haven't thought of it. This does have phantom power as well, so if you have a nice high-quality condenser, this will power it off the battery even. Crazy. Okay, so that's that guy. Okay, so I will tell you there is a little brother to this called the Q4 that is going away, and it was $299 last year. It's $149 this year, and I have one of them. So it's still HD quality. It's a 130-degree wide-angle lens. I know, 130. That's not enough, but it's still great little guy. I have it next door. It's really, really small, like fit in your pocket small. It'll stream as well. It does not have the extra inputs. It just has the little microphones that pop up top. And I just got it yesterday. The brand new Q4N is $299, so it's a little bit cheaper than this guy. It does not have the external inputs on it, but it does have pop-up microphones that'll do XY, or they'll spin out and do AB, which is a totally different recording pattern if you're interested in that. Okay, just some other quick things to think about. These are all microphones that you would want to use with, if you have, if you were to get the AudioBox i2 for $159, but you wanted some great high-quality mics. Both of these mics are going to be better than any mics I showed you today, just because they're dedicated mics. They're not built into a recorder. That's not to say that these aren't fantastic, because they do what they need to do. They're great. But this just gives you more option. This pair is like $600, so that'll tell you how, just for the mics. There's no recorder built in. What if there was? Record. These guys are about $450 range, so a little bit less. And then that onstage studio boom is like $120, but it's really high and would be able to get your recorder up nice and nice. If you bought the Tascam with the Wi-Fi, you had it on your phone, you can put the recorder up there, start it with your phone, bada boom, bada bing. Okay? That's all the time we have.
You said that's for the pair?
Yes, that's $600 for the pair. Let me rush ahead so that you all can get my information. Also, if you did not fill out one of those cards, make sure you do. I will draw it tomorrow when we're done at 5-ish. I'm not sure when I'm taking down next door. But please stop by next door if you want to see these anymore. I'll be there all day tomorrow. Make sure I get those cards, or you can just drop them in the bag at the table next outside Cheekwood D. Okay? That's it. Thank you.
Thank you.
On behalf of the Tennessee Music Educators Association, we would like to thank you for your outstanding session today, and we want to present you with this certificate as a token of recognition.
Appreciate it. Thank you.